Okay, so welcome to the National Water Center.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and where you come from?
I'm originally a Miramichier from New Brunswick. I've been living in Toronto for 30 years, and I run a women's boxing gym in Toronto where we open it up to not only women but transgender people, and we let the boys in twice a week.
Nice. And how did you come to be at the National Water Center this weekend?
I think it was quite serendipitous. Every year I go away to a writing retreat, and this year I couldn't pull it off. And I was quite disappointed about that. And then within a week I get an email from Dave Bidini asking me if I wanted to come here to do something to do with water. And I'm like, and I looked at the site on the internet, and I was like, yes, I will come there. So I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I'm always up for serendipitous excursions.
Nice. So we were chatting yesterday morning kind of about what we do at Waterkeeper and the center, and one of the things that we talked about was water leaders and the idea that anybody at some point can step up and be a water leader, and there's a bunch of different ways that that can happen. And that makes me think of, it's a similar message to some of the work that you do through your gym and with boxing, and taking people who maybe don't have a lot of self-confidence or are struggling or working through issues, and giving them confidence and empowering them to become leaders in their lives. So maybe you could talk about the connection between sport and leadership as well.
Absolutely. Well, I have a theater degree. I had never ever considered getting into boxing, but somehow I fell into boxing, and I still have one foot involved in theater. And I love writing 10-minute pieces, and getting spots in cabarets and theater festivals where I can present my piece. And our gym is kind of like a theater. Like, one of the best boxing stages in my world is a boxing ring. So we do a lot of different types of performances in the gym. And so I'm going to, after hearing the speech yesterday about what your amazing organization is all about and doing, I want to take notes from that speech, because there was so much great information given in it, and so many things that I had no idea about. So I really want to take notes from that speech and create a 10-minute piece that I can do in the gym, do at theater festivals. Right now, the working title is called Waterkeeper, although I don't want to steal that title away from you guys. It's just a working title. And I love the theme of swim, fish, drink. So I think I'll be writing something and performing it to my students, and anywhere where I can.
Is there a body of water that has influenced your life in some way?
Growing up on the Miramichi, the Northumberland Strait was a big part of my life until I left when I was 18. My parents, I grew up on an Air Force base in Chatham, and when my family decided to build a house, they moved down to Tavizentak, and my father built my mom a house right next to her homestead, and it was on Malpeck Road, and at 5 minutes down Malpeck Road is Malpeck Beach, and 3 miles out is a sandbar called La Dune, the Dune, and it's a sandbar that is not very wide, but about 5 miles long. It's crown land, and on the other side is the crashing ocean. And when I was about 13, my father built a little cabin no bigger than a baby barn, where the bed's folded out and the table's folded out. And in the wintertime, when this side of the water froze over, he put it on skis, hauled it out on his truck, put it out on 4 big posts on La Dune, and that was our family cottage for over 15 years.
And was that story present in your mind when Dave invited you here, or was water something that you had kind of stopped thinking about?
It was something, the only time I ever thought about water, not the only time, I mean every time I flush the toilet, and I think of, oh my gosh, so much water. When some people in countries have to walk 5 miles to get clean water. And, when we had the blackout in Toronto and all of a sudden we didn't have water, and it's like, oh my gosh, don't have water for a day, and this could go on, and boom. It got me really thinking about, wow, some people go through this all year long. So that's the only thing I could think of, but as I was hearing the great speech, it made me realize, wait a minute, I grew up on water, and we dug clams all day and fished mackerel, and once in a while the fishermen would come in and bring us lobster and codfish, and for the potatoes and hot dogs that we brought out in case we didn't get food, we never ate the hot dogs because we lived off the land out there. So that's going to be my watermark.
Nice. And are you excited about sharing your watermark with the group this afternoon?
I love. Give me an audience. I mean, just in boxing alone, I sometimes people will invite me to things and they'll be like, enough, and I'll be like, but I'm not finished my story. So I love storytelling. So I promise I won't go over. But yes, I'm looking, especially the more I think of my watermark story and the fun that we had out there, and how 15 people would stay in camps and we'd feed them all out of this little tiny shed. I'm very excited.
Great. Well, we will have a great barbecue this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to hearing the stories.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This has just been an amazing experience. I can't believe the company I'm in. I keep sending my friends little messages, and they're like, ask the Spaceman about this and this and this. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll find the right time.
I am sure he would answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.